If you feel stuck, like you are grinding, working your butt off, but you're not seeing results, it's probably because you're doing one of these 5 things. I didn't even realize that I was holding myself back until I stopped doing them. Once I did, the level up in every single area of my life, instant. Let's get into it. Hello, my friends. Welcome back or welcome if you're new here. My name is Christy, and I make content centered around realizing that no matter where we are in life, no matter our age, we are just on time to live the life of our dreams. I stopped thinking I needed more time. Do you ever catch yourself saying, I just need more time? Oh, I'll start that project next month when I have more time. Or I'll get serious about this thing when life slows down. That was me. But let me be so for real with you. More time is not the solution. More action is. A lot of you have followed my decluttering videos, and a big part of what took me so long to start was that I just never felt like I had the time to do it. And that is something that really holds us back. We trick ourselves into thinking that we need these perfect conditions before we can start. But life is always going to be busy, and there is never a perfect time. If you're waiting for things to align, what's really happening is you're procrastinating. If there's something that you want to do, maybe it is starting a business or starting a YouTube channel or writing a book or going back to school or getting into a fitness regimen or even just decluttering your house, stop waiting for a better time and do it now. I never like to give you a do this without a how to do it. So I'm going to share with you in all of my tips how I fixed it. For this particular one, some things that I did was one, I looked at how I was actually spending my time. I like to track my time very consistently because I want to maximize the amount of time that I have to be able to get the things done, plus also make sure that I have time for myself. I set up my schedule and I will look at what did I plan for and how much time did that actually take so that it lets me know how I'm spending my time. You have to get honest with yourself about how much time, one, it's taking for you to do things so that you can budget accordingly, but also how much time are you spending on distractions that could actually be used toward other things. I also started making small daily moves. Stop thinking that you need 6 free hours or a whole day or whatever in order to start. I am naturally so bad at this, and I had to rewire my brain to say, even if all I have is 15 minutes, then what can I do with that 15 minutes to make that really impactful and purposeful toward my dreams or toward the things that I'm trying to do? And that 15 minutes can be a really strong start, whether it is decluttering or cleaning your home or starting that business, looking up the information to start that, or even looking up the information to go on this vacation that you keep putting off. 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever amount of time that you have can be a lot to build momentum and let you see some progress. I also set really firm deadlines because what I realized is that if I don't have a date that's attached to it, then I'm not serious because it's not giving me a solid timeline for when I want that thing to happen. And so if I don't have a deadline in place for it, then it could just stretch on forever and ever and ever. And forever means that it never gets done. If you're telling yourself, I need more time, I need you to flip that mindset. What is it that you can start right now, no matter what it is your schedule is? Start there and really put it in your head that there is a no excuses policy for getting that thing done. I stopped seeking other people's validation. Who are you waiting on? Whose approval do you think you need? Because for a long time, I was waiting for my friends to get it, waiting for my family to be on board, waiting for other people to validate me and validate the thing that I wanted to do before I got started. And here's the problem with that. Most people won't see your vision until after you start doing it and you make it real for them. If you're waiting on people to give you an applause and to cheer you on before you start moving, you're going to be stuck there. One of the biggest things that I had to learn is that other people's opinions do not pay the bills. Their validation does not build my future. It's my actions that do that. To get over that, one of the things I did was I stopped explaining myself. Not everyone deserves access to your dreams, and you have to be okay with that. Sometimes when we get so excited about things, we want to tell the world about it, but not everybody is going to be supportive of it. Not everybody is going to understand it. And sometimes it can really get in our heads. So you have to choose the people carefully who you tell that thing to, unless you were so just determined and self-confident within yourself that other people's opinions don't even matter. Keep it to yourself and keep it to the people that you know will be supportive. I also started trusting myself. In your gut, you know what's right. And sometimes our gut tells us things that don't actually feel good, that we don't actually want to do, but we know it's still the right thing, and we have to move forward with that. I also focused on my own results, not other people's opinions. When you execute and things start happening, people take notice. The results, they speak for themselves. If you've been feeling stuck, I want you to ask yourself, have I been waiting for somebody to tell me that it's okay for me to go after the things that I want? If so, let me be the one to tell you to do it. Also, stop waiting. Give yourself that permission. I stopped doing things that weren't aligned to my goals. This one was a game changer. I had to get real with myself about where my energy was going because let's be honest, we say that we want success, but are we actually acting like it? Are we actually doing the things to make that happen? I realized that there have been times in my life where I was doing a lot, but I wasn't doing the right things, putting energy and time into people and projects that didn't serve my goals. I would waste time on things that were distractions or say yes to things that were actually draining me and draining my energy. So I was doing things, but I wasn't feeling accomplished and I wasn't making any progress. To fix it, I started saying no a lot more to things. Where I am right now in life, for the most part, if it is not 100% yes, then it's a no. There is only so much time and I don't have time for everything. Now, there are still things that I have to say yes to that I don't always want to do, but I call that saying yes for a smaller thing so that I can say no for a bigger thing. And so you have to weigh out what that looks like for you. But I am really good about saying, nope, I can't do that. Nope, I can't make that. I am not just filling up my time because other people want me to fill up my time. I set clear priorities. A lot of times we want to do everything, but we can't do everything all at the same time. And so you have to set out what are the top few things that actually move you forward, whether that is in the day, the week, the year. What are those top priorities that you can actually focus on? A lot of you know that I love challenges and I will bring you guys in on those challenges from time to time. And when I do those, I focus on just faith, fitness, and freedom because everything that I am working to do fit within one of those three buckets. Narrowing it down to one of those three things helps to make sure that I am aligned with what truly matters. Also, I make my schedule reflect my goals. Like you, I have a busy life. And so if it's not on the calendar, then it's just not going to happen. It's not real. It's not a thing that is a priority for me. If you feel like you're busy, but you're not progressing, I want you to look at what it is that you're actually doing. Are those actions aligned with where you want to be? If not, I need you to cut the noise, tap in, lock all the way in. I stopped letting fear make my decisions. When I was in my 20s, life hit me with some really hard blows, and I distinctly remember that as being a time when I started making decisions out of fear. But I started to realize that every time I made a decision out of fear, it kept me small. It kept me feeling small. It kept me acting small. It kept my dreams small. Fear failing, fear of what people would think, fear of losing money, time, or energy. But I also realized that fear is always there. It's just about whether or not you're going to let it control you. I used to overthink everything. What if it doesn't work? What if I embarrass myself? What if I lose? Literally all the questions, but they were the wrong questions. The real questions started to become, what if I never try? What if I stay stuck because I was too scared to ever start? And that shook me up even more and became the driving factor in my decisions. And so to fix it, I started taking action even with the fear. Something that I was chatting with my husband about is that we have evolved into a very soft people. Our ancestors 2,000, 3,000 years ago, heck, even like 75 to 100 years ago, were dealing with actual fears and actual threats to their lives. There are some worst case scenarios that we have in our heads that stop us from moving, but 9.999 times out of 10, it's not an actual threat to our lives. And so go for it. The worst that can happen is that we learn from it and become better the next time. Speaking of worst case scenario, I allow myself to go there. So often we are thinking about worst case and we're afraid of worst case, but we don't allow ourselves to actually think it all the way out. But when you think it out, you can prepare your heart and actually make a plan for it. When you're just scared of this thing that you haven't fully processed, I look at it as burying your head in the sand, which I used to do. You're feeling the fear, but acting like it doesn't exist. The other thing I did was flip my mindset on failure. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. You have to fail in order to get where you're going. There are no two ways about it. I say it all the time, but failure is not a signal to just throw in the towel and say, oh, well, I guess this thing just isn't for me. It's part of the learning process. I need you to ask yourself, are you letting fear keep you from your next level? If so, push through it because everything that you want really is on the other side of fear. I stopped trying to do everything alone. This one was huge. I used to think I had to have it all figured out by myself. Like if I asked for help, that meant that either I wasn't smart enough or I wasn't good enough or I was weak in some way. But that is the fastest way to stay stuck. If you look around at the most successful people, and I have talked about this a lot in my Living Like Privileged People series of videos, none of them did it alone. They had mentors, teams, coaches, people guiding them, access to opportunities that they used. Meanwhile, I was in my bubble of me trying to figure out everything solo wondering why I wasn't leveling up faster. To fix it, I stopped thinking that getting or needing help somehow made me less. I don't know where it is that we've gotten this idea that we need to be self-made, but it is dumb and it is prideful. I love the scripture in the Bible that says that pride goes before a fall, because it is so true. Whenever we get full of pride of, I need to do this myself, I can do things by myself, I have done things by myself, the thing that soon comes after that is the realization that we can't, we don't, we haven't done things by ourselves. When I was at my lowest point was when I had the most pride, because I really wanted people to think that I had it together, that I had it under control. I didn't. And when I started letting people help, life just got so much easier. If you're a mom and you need a nanny for a few hours a week, girl, get it. Or if your finances are trash and you need help, like making a budget and managing your money, be okay asking for that. Being self-made is a very insidious myth that keeps us stuck, broke, and sad, and you already know. Ain't nobody got time for that. I started learning from people who were in the space that I wanted to be. That has been through courses, books, mentors, watching YouTube videos of people who are further along than I am. The way that we grow is by soaking in the knowledge of people who know the things. I also focused on building a circle of like-minded people. Who you surround yourself with matters. They are the voices that are either pushing you toward your destiny and pushing you toward greatness, or keeping you stuck. You need a strong circle of people who are about doing the thing. If you have been in that lone wolf, self-made mindset where you feel like you have to do everything by yourself, stop. Allow others to help. Get around people who push you. Invest in knowledge in your own learning, and watch how fast you level up. This was a bit of tough love today, but the important part of all of that was that it's love. I cannot have my girls out here drowning. No, not on my watch. So if you feel like you're stuck, I need you to ask yourself if you're doing one of these 5 things. If so, drop a comment and let me know which one has spanked you the hardest. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a like and share it with somebody else who needs it. Also, if you're not already subscribed, like, what are you doing? I'm gonna need you to jump on that. That is it for today. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next. Mwah. Bye for now.